Good morning, children. Welcome to science class. We learned intercropping in the last class. The different ways of maintaining the structure of the soil or increasing the fertility of the soil. So in this class, we are going to learn crop rotation. What is crop rotation? Cultivating a different crop instead of the crop cultivated earlier is called crop rotation. What do you understand from this? Suppose, children, I have got a piece of land and I have grown rice in it. Okay, we are going rice in it. After this crop is harvested, again we should not grow rice. We should grow a different crop. Probably a legume plant. Why? Reasons I'll tell you. Once the rice is cultivated in a farmland, it takes all the nutrients in the soil. Okay, the soil loses its nutrients. So for the next crop, we have to add fertilizers and make the soil fertile. Then only we can grow the next crop if we are growing rice. But if we grow legume plant, see, after rice is harvested, the next season for growing rice, we are leaving the land without any cultivation. At that time, we can plant legume plant. That is peas, chickpea or anything. Why legume plant? As we have learned, it has got roots. It can fix nitrogen directly from the atmosphere to the soil. So when we grow a legume plant, what are the advantages? The soil will get back the nitrogen. You know, for a plant to grow, the most important element is nitrogen. The soil will get back that nitrogen. Then, after we take the harvest, suppose it is pea, after we get the pea, these green plants, they are cut into small pieces and they are mixed with the soil. So what happens? This is called green manure. By doing this, the soil becomes very, very fertile. For the next crop, we needn't give artificial or chemical fertilizers. Is not needed. The soil itself becomes very fertile for the next 2 crops. Okay, so this is the first advantage. Second and the most advantage is, when we grow rice, each crop has a pest of its own. The rice crop, the pest is called rice stem borer. This pest will survive on rice. So this will try to multiply there and it will try to build its population. So if we are building rice and the second crop is also again rice, this stem borer will increase its population and destroy the crop. So after this rice crop, if we are taking a legume plant, this stem borer cannot exist in this legume plant. This can only survive on this rice. It cannot survive on this legume plant. So what happens to this pest? This will die. So did you understand, children, why crop rotation should be done? So why is crop rotation important? When a single crop is planted in the same place every year, the soil structure slowly deteriorates, means the nutrients are gone. As the same nutrients are used time and time again, after a few years, the soil becomes infertile. When a same crop is planted, pests that feed this crop multiplies and their population increases, which I explained. For example, rice stem borer mostly feeds on rice. If we do not rotate rice with other crops belonging to a different family, this space will continue to grow. Hence, it will destroy the crop to some extent. If we plant a legume as the next crop, the best way to die due to absence of food. So, if we plant the legume, this rice stem borer cannot thrive here and it will die. When different crops are planted on the same soil, each crop will have a different root system which will prevent soil erosion. This I'll explain in the next page. Now, children, I've got a piece of land. Now I'm going to do crop rotation as per this. So the first crop I'm going to build is tomato. I'm going to grow tomato. Now you see this red arrow, small red and green. I'll tell you what. Tomato, we are growing from seeds. It has got a good taproot system. it takes all the nutrients from the soil. It takes all the nutrients from the soil and you get good tomatoes all over the year. Fine. Now, after the tomatoes we have harvested, what happens to this soil? This soil will have no nutrients left. So the next crop which you should grow on the same land should be a beans or a legume plant. When you cultivate a legume plant, what are the benefits? The legume plants brings in fertility towards the soil. It brings in nitrogen. From the atmosphere, it will fix the nitrogen into the soil and make the soil very fertile. And after we take out all the peas from here, these green plants are again cut into small pieces and put into the soil. So the next crop which we can grow is carrot. So the soil is very fertile. You can grow carrots. Carrots will take the nutrients but not as much as tomato. Again, I can go back to a tomato. Okay. So this is called crop rotation. Heavy feeder means this takes lots of nutrients. Light feeder means it takes only little. So by this time the soil is very fertile. When you grow carrots, it takes a little of the nutrients. The rest of the nutrients we can grow tomato, that will grow into a bigger plant. So I hope you have understood crop rotation. So plant that fix nitrogen, what are the advantages? I have explained here, which I have explained here. Now the one point which I have left is here, when we do it like this, weeds, they do not grow. Weeds, they do not grow. Weeds, they do not grow. Okay. Now the next page is crop rotation. Crop management, sorry. A farmer, he has to manage a crop. What does a farmer want? He wants a good yield. Yes or no? He wants a good yield. And then there should be no pests and diseases and there should be no weeds. Okay, because weeds will take out the nutrients. What is a weed? I hope you know. Suppose I am growing a rose plant. The plants which grow other than the rose, the grass and all which grows around it, that is called weed. So if there are weeds, the weeds will pull out the nutrients from the soil. So for a farmer to have a good crop, he should have no pests, he should have good output and there should be no weeds. What all can we do for this? Now we have learned intercropping, we have learned crop rotation, we learned the importance of leguminous plants. Now let's see what are biopesticides. Biopesticides are pesticides made from nature. So the first, tobacco decoction, neem cake, neem oil emulsion. Children, please learn this process by heart. It is asked in the question paper. Now what is tobacco decoction? Cut 1 kg tobacco into small pieces. Soak them in 15 liters of water for 1 day. Filter this and dissolve 100 grams scrapped bar soap in it by stirring well. Tobacco pesticide is ready. Okay. Neem cake. Adding neem cake, castor cake, etc. to the soil helps to control worms that attack roots. Neem cake. Neem oil emulsion. Dissolve 60 gram soap in half liter water. Mix it with 1 liter of neem oil and stir well. Dilute it with 10 liters of water and spray on plants. So please learn these 3 by heart. What are biofertilizers? Fertilizers which you get from nature, which you can give plants and which will not cause any environmental pollution. Cow dung, green manure, compost manure, fish manure, poultry droppings, goat droppings and bone meal. These are the biofertilizers. Learn the names by heart. Okay, children? Thank you, children. Hope you have understood this. Meet you next class. Have a nice day.